Felt that, didn't ya? I did too! That time of year again. Spooky season is upon us. Oh, I love this season. Ghost stories, pumpkin picking, apple bobbing, trick-or-treating. Hopefully we don't deal with any ravages this year. Right, first things first. Let's get you decorated, old girl. Brilliant as ever. I'm the Doctor, and you are watching The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello. My name's Sylvester McCoy. Welcome to The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Hi. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS in a less spooky voice. But today is all about the spooky because we are talking about the scariest episode of Doctor Who. Now, unfortunately, ShortNessCosplay doesn't seem to have been able to make it. So we won't have that. But we have a great team here, and we do have another special guest returning from when did we have somewhere around Christmas when he came on to chat. We've got Sean from Our Philosophy Is. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing spectacular.
Excellent. You excited to be back?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun the first time. I'm really excited to be back. Yeah.
Yay! So yes, thank you for coming back and joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
He's not the only return, folks. We've also got the one, the only, the extra spooky Nick Smith.
Hello from the house near the cemetery. How are you?
Good. Don't let the zombies get you.
Don't say that. I have to sleep here.
Zombies. You don't have to outrun the zombies. You just have to outrun your housemates.
Yes, survival.
Exactly.
I have missed you guys' faces, so I wanted to jump back on and say hello. This is my favorite holiday too, so let's all celebrate together.
Excellent. And of course, there would be what would Halloween be without candy? So we've got the Candy Man.
How you guys doing? Yep, I love the candy. I love candy corn. I know you guys don't. I don't understand why you guys don't like candy corn in the US. And I do.
I do.
I love candy corn.
There's infinitely better things. I don't have a hate for it,
like
though.
big candy corn.
Yeah. Can you imagine candy corn that big?
Yeah.
That's scary.
You probably die of diabetes, but
Yeah.
That sounds like a New York-sized candy corn.
What a way to go.
Yeah, right? What do you think, Gadget? Does that sound, would that be a New York-sized candy corn?
Well, I've seen one. They have the candy shops here. They do make them that big around Halloween for the displays and everything, and they are edible and stuff. But I'm all ready for tonight. I got my stuffy and my blanket because it's supposed to be that scary.
Eek.
Especially when a blanket does this and you don't know what's under it.
Spooky.
Yep, I'm all set.
You are. And of course, the last and scariest of all of us.
We get a holding for me on that. Oh shoot!
Even the TARDIS is trying
It's
to
right under. It's right next to my foot. That's why I couldn't get. Hi, hi everybody. Okay, well let's just let everything out. Hopefully she'll show up. But Jim was asking who's our special guest tonight, and let me go ahead and put her picture up over here. We haven't received word as to what she's doing, but I hope she's doing okay. But we want to. Hopefully, we'll welcome tonight, if I can find her picture. This is ShortNessCosplay, and she's better known on the TikTok. I've sent her a couple messages, so I hope she's doing okay. But we'll see if she comes on later tonight. But you can check out Shortness on her TikTok at tiktok.com at ShortNessCosplay. She dresses up and does a lot of scenes out of films, but also she does Rose a lot, as you can see in the picture out there. So, like I said, I'm hoping she'll be showing up tonight. We let her know, but as much as our guests are, we just hope that they show up, and we hope they are safe. That's it.
Every now and then that doesn't work out quite as planned for a variety of reasons. And I'm not sure where she's located. I know the weather isn't exactly, how do you say, pleasant in the southern U.S. right now.
I don't know what. Yeah, if you guys were lucky enough to see Tom and I, and we had Bob Pickering again. We had a special episode of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. People were asking, well, why are you guys talking about Hurricane Milton? But because Hurricane Milton, put it back up. I like that. Hurricane Milton affects Florida and the southeast area, which a lot of our team is in the area, and we're keeping an eye on making sure everybody's safe. But usually Bob Pickering, who is our special guest, he talks about the weather. It's the first and only time that I've ever seen except for the other night. I think it was a couple nights before. Bob not only does the weather, but he does it in a cosplay outfit, and he really knows what to do. So if you want to check out, it was the last Who Knew News special. Our discussion about Hurricane Milton. I'm gonna check it out. So there you go. Let me do that.
You boys are so naughty.
And don't forget, tonight we are going over the part of the 31 Days of Halloween. We are discussing about our scariest episodes. Last year, this gentleman picked an episode, and you guys might even get a chance to vote and tell us what you think is the scariest episode out of all of them. But he won with the Damons. So let's see if he's picked another new show or how we all favor as far as our episodes go through. So go ahead and put your, we got quite a few discussions in the chat, but here's your chance tonight to help us pick the scariest episode of Doctor Who 2024.
And for everyone, every story we say.
Shut it, Roger.
Okay, for everyone, every story we say, if you want to put your number against how scary you reckon it is, and then we can tally up your views as well, which is going to be the most scariest story.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we can tell you your views.
Yeah.
We'll tell you your views.
Tell us our views.
We are on YouTube. We are important.
I don't know about that, but go ahead. Keep going with that.
That's what YouTubers think, isn't it? We're all supposed to think that? I don't know. What do I know?
It takes all sorts to make a happy YouTube.
It's true. It's true. So, well, why don't we get started while people are commenting? And I think we will start with Gadget. Gadget. Gadget and friend.
Yes. Ready for tonight.
Gadget and friend.
Yeah. Hey, you said it was scary. I had to get something.
So what episode did you pick and why?
I picked Listen. And I think it's more
I'm listening. I'm sorry. That's not what you're talking about.
I think it's more psychological than more scary. Like one of those psychological ones where is it your own fear playing on your own fears? You know, like especially that. That was like when you saw that with Rupert and all the other Clara, and like they were like, don't turn around, don't turn around. But I thought I saw something behind Clara when they removed the blanket and that ball of light. I'm thinking which one of Doctor Who's world of aliens could that have been that needed to be in the dark all the time and everything. And I was saying, okay, to myself, am I going to see this character again and everything? And I was like, but I do love that fear is a companion, fear is a superpower and everything and stuff like that, what the Doctor was trying to say. But did these chain of events cause other chains of events to happen in everyone's lifetime, especially this scene? Because I have a theory on the scene because it has to relate to latest Doctor Who where when they were at the edge of the universe, because remember, he remembered everything. So if he brought superstition, could he have brought this nightmare to everybody? You know, think about it.
It's true.
Because that was in his theory of thought and everything. So what was going through the Doctor's mind at the edge, you know? And when you listen, like listening to your own heart, listen to your own heartbeat, listen to what's around you. Like, does every little noise become something else? Like, is it your own fears playing tricks on fears, or fears that you think are not fears versus psychological fears, traumas that turn into other things, like my fear of ET, you know, things like that, because little things
I should have put ET in this damn thing. Just to do it.
I hate that alien.
All I'm saying is, for a stable boy, he's got the cleanest feet in the world, for crying out loud.
I know that was interesting that she would instinctively grab his leg like that after knowing what the Doctor said, that fear of being someone grabbing from underneath the bed, or that fear of the unknown, that the ship is just like cooling down. Is it really the cooling system, or is there someone knocking at my chamber door, you know? Are we hearing the telltale heart? You know, are we hearing things that our own imagination has played tricks on us with? Or was it because superstition was created at that point? Did the Doctor create nightmares as well?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I have to point this out. If you take these pictures in reverse, They get really out of context bad. Yeah, you can't even see it.
Save that for another show, Dave. That we might, save that for another show because we talk about other things. Save that for a second show.
Now I gotta click on YouTube. Not meant for kids.
Yeah, but maybe we should have Dave on another show explaining that. Yes. Because it could be a lot on that show.
See you, freak.
Dave putting on the show.
I'm too innocent.
That's what I'm saying. Your thoughts are all based on perception. It's all perception.
No. You got to do this.
How you perceive. Hey, Donald Duck, had an episode, if you remember your Disney owns anyway.
Yep. All right. Well, now that I've scarred everyone for life.
No, just Rose. Rose is scarred for life. Look at her face.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Why don't we just kind of work our way through the sequence of pictures down here, and we'll go with Mark next, because that makes it easy for us to just kind of scroll through in the behind the scenes stuff.
I'm just reading some of the comments.
Oh lordy, Kristen will bring them up, I'm sure.
Right. Okay. So I've chosen something.
Yep.
Yes. I chose something slightly different. I chose an episode called A Girl's Best Friend, aka Canine Company.
I allowed this.
I got permission.
It's really not an episode, but I'm like, I allowed it.
It's 50 minutes.
It's the outlier. It's an outlier. I like it.
Okay, so remember, this came out in 1981.
Yes.
I was 4 years old. Okay. The first scene you see is basically a seance and a worshipping to Hecate with everyone in like satanic robes and like skull things. Yeah. And they're literally just worshipping like Hecate around the corner, which is like, you're 4 years old. This is scary.
Okay. Well, Doctor Who's had sacrificial episodes, but yeah, to start off with like a kid's show, this is
and the worst thing, it was aired at Christmas time. Okay,
this was a Christmas episode. Yeah, we have to concede that it was a Christmas episode.
Nothing says Christmas like human sacrifice.
Exactly.
Let me go get my tarot card deck. Let's just turn this into whatever.
You know what? I hated her nephew so much. I wanted him to be cut up. Like, do it.
Yeah. I definitely agree. It was a bit of a annoying brat, should I say? But like, then you got the home invasion, getting kidnapped in your own home, and then you just like it keeps on going with all the different churches and all the different things. Yeah, it's not like a jump scare or psychological scare, but imagine when you're like a kid watching this and you're thinking, okay, is someone going to nick me from my own house? Is someone going to kidnap me? And then I'm going to be like sacrificed to this ancient god?
Yes.
So this is what...
Only on Wednesdays. Christmas.
Exactly. Is Father Christmas actually going to be nice to me, or am I going to get kidnapped from Father Christmas?
That's the other guy, Krampus.
Yeah. So even though it's not as like a jump scare, and if you watch it now, you see it quite dated, but I'm just going back to like how it was aired. And this is why I'm saying this is a scary one there, and especially when like it's like on the same principle, it's for the greater good of a little village in the middle of nowhere. And if you ever drive around England and goes to the little quaint little villages in the middle of nowhere, you understand why it can be a little bit eerie and scary.
Well, I want to say hello to Komodo, and Komodo says canines on the UK banned list. Seriously? Is Canine Company banned?
No, not canine.
No, K9's not
No,
on
this
you.
would Canine and Company. Would
We don't mention K9 and Company. We do not mention K9 and Company.
Well, that's
But
why
it
we
was
mentioned
mainly-
K9 and Company. This is the episode. It was a series called K9 and Company, and the episode was called A Girl's Best Friend. And it was only one episode.
Oh, I thought you meant the one where there's a cybergenetic canine with 3 kids.
What?
Is that
There's another canine episode that was aired on Sci-Fi Channel that has 3 kids and a cybergenetic state-of-the-art canine that is like out of this world.
Is
that's the Australian one, and we do not talk about that one.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, we're talking about the '98 one, the proper one by John Nathan Turner, part of the BBC, and it's still, you can still get a hold of the K9 Company in the UK. So yeah, we're not talking about it was probably that was the first spin-off of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you want to rate how scared? If anyone else has seen K9 Company, just put in your list and see how much you rate it out of 5.
Yeah, I have not. Can't say. So
okay, 9 is not on the UK banned list. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
No, I think Co was joking because we were talking about sacrifices and horrible things like that.
Yeah,
We
I
love
have
K9.
We love
Canine. I have a Dalek and a TARDIS. I just can't find my canine. I don't know where he went. I was like, nope.
He's on the Excel buddy. Right.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, UK, the XL body has been classified as a dangerous dog in the UK. So he's just listed in K9 as a XL.
He's a bully.
Yeah.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
Spreading his space laryngitis around.
Exactly.
Oh.
Anyway, swiftly moving on. Nick, what was your episode?
yes, Nick.
Candyman.
Nick,
Thank you, Nick, and then we'll go to commercial break.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big horror movie fan too, and Doctor Who's great at psychological horror and does it so well. Blink is a great example. There's something behind me. I hope it's a cat. I don't know. It's creeping around. Blink, The Weeping Angels, scary. But I wanted to go back further as well, do something a little bit different, a bit like Candyman. So it's not that different. But I went back to when I was 7 years old and watching Destiny of the Daleks. And it does a great job of building up atmosphere. It starts off, with a comedic tone. You've got Romana trying on different bodies. You've got K9 with his laryngitis. But then they land on this eerie planet. And there's a great use of sound, the sound of an alien wind, the sound of rocks falling. And it just starts to get creepy. There's radiation, so there's a time clock. The characters, the heroes, have to take their pills. They don't want to die of radiation sickness. You've got black walls, green lighting, long dark shadows. So, even though these days we will look at it and think this is low budget, they didn't get it quite right, the story is really being told as almost like a ghost story. And then you have the ghost of Davros turning up in later episodes, and he just kind of twitches. That scared me to death when I was a kid. I was only about 7 years old when I saw that. And that creepy old Davros, he's one of the things that hooked me on this show.
Okay.
Gotcha. And I want you to talk to us about these guys.
Yes. How 1979 can you get?
Yep,
My
exactly.
goodness.
The Mulvarians.
I love the contrast in this show are great. You've got, they discuss the living dead. There's that great quote from Maurice Maeterlinck, the living are just the dead on holiday. You've got the Doctor digging up a grave. He pulls the blocks off a dead body to find out, who that corpse is. Mm-hmm. There's some really creepy stuff going on. And then you've got a disco in the middle of it. You've got these guys who are all ready for, I don't know, Legs and Co. They're ready for a dance number.
I just want to know who came up with that design. Who came up with that design? I mean, really.
And then we got the
And then we're
Daleks with
torturing them
their
all night.
voices, which are alien, which are scary, especially to kids.
So,
I was
Nick, you were saying about the lighting being green and blue and dark and very, very creepy. That just sounds like a local nightclub in Essex.
All you need is the Movellans to turn up, right?
Dun 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 dun. Disco ball. Disco ball.
That's what they
hair.
needed, a mirror ball. They could have saved the day with a mirror ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Anything's possible.
Oh, sorry. Let me. We got a lot of people expressing their scariest episodes. So, Dave, I'll leave it up to you. I know we got a commercial break, but
yeah, let's go to a commercial break, and then we'll come back. So, after the commercials, we will talk to you, our wonderful audience, and see what you felt are the scariest episode. When we return after these messages, we'll be right back.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night, and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live, and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night, we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
Hey everybody, welcome back to an all-new X's for Show, your premier show for streaming media content.
A great creative team and a great concept that is years in the making.
That's certainly one of the interesting things about this as a program.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
The silliest version of every single one.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
Everybody is so even-keeled. That is a nonsense thing that you just said.
I'm not wrong. I've seen all the films.
I get what you're saying. I hate it.
It's really ugly to call out a genius on air.
Nobody screams at each other and goes,
I will fight you! Wow, what a great moment for our show.
Truly, we did it.
This would be a great jumping on point for you.
2,000 episodes in.
Every weekend and Wednesdays.
Shows no signs of stopping.
You can check the show out at X's for Show.
Come on. I mean, we've got a show, baby. Just, you gotta trust us. It's gonna be good.
Do you want to come play with me? Do you want to play with my little dog? Oh no, it lost its head.
I'm Eric Roberts, and this is a legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Okay. Hi. Before we continue in that embarrassing moment, we also want to thank everybody in real time that has supported us over the years and has brought us. We not only celebrated our 6th anniversary as a podcast, just this past weekend, we started the day before Jodie Whittaker premiered as the Doctor. So we were just one day before, and our very first episode was a 30-minute audio, which was on now sci-fi.radio, which was Krypton Radio. And now we're here 6 years later, and you guys, incredible. Thank you so much. Keep hitting that subscribe button. 34,822 of you, and still growing. And for the first time, we can say this has been a while since this grew up, but we want to say, everybody, thank you for joining our Facebook page. If you haven't already, 75,002. I want to meet those two people at the end, but yes, thank you for helping our numbers grow. If it wasn't for folks like you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much for joining us at the Legend, the Traveling TARDIS, and take it away.
Dave. Yay! Yes, welcome. Thank you again, everybody. Like, it's mind blowing how much support we've got and we've had, and we continue to have with all of you new viewers and all of our continuing viewers coming back. It's incredible. It really is. It blows all of our minds, certainly my mind, that y'all keep coming back and want to talk to us. And
what's wrong with you people?
But that having been said, we've got some comments, do we not, there, Christian?
We have lots and lots of comments coming up over here. We have some picks, and everybody can jump in and tell us what you think. Jim says, which scariest Doctor Who episode? Toss up Night Terrors and Empty Child.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll do is this. I'm going to play a little game.
Oh no!
I'm going to cut this down. There is not a scariest episode for me, but the most scariest scene in Doctor Who. And if it wasn't for the rest of the episode that sucked, this would probably have been one of the best episodes of Doctor Who. I cannot watch. You know how when you watch a movie when you were a kid and you're like, you froze because you didn't want something jumping out at you or trying to grab you, you know, when you were watching your horror movie or even watching the scary episode of Doctor Who. This one, as an adult, makes me want to just sit still. It's like, I don't want to move when this particular scene shows up. So I'll let you guys guess throughout the night, and I might be dropping subtle hints, or maybe I may not drop any no more subtle hints. Who knows? So, but if you want to guess the scene, and I have my pick of scariest episode as well, but if you want to guess the scene, I think it's the scary scene in Doctor Who. Let's see if it ever shows up in the chat. So we'll try to play that for the night.
Christian, how scared of you are you of moon dragons?
Of moon dragons?
Moon dragons. Are you scared of them?
Not really.
Are they getting warm? No?
No.
Okay.
No. No. In fact, that was kind of, if I'm thinking what you're thinking, I think it was a little bit laughable. To tell you the truth, it was just the worst. It was just the worst episode. It was not.
And it's not the pink TARDIS, right? It's not the pink TARDIS. Nobody's scared of the pink TARDIS, right?
It has nothing to do with this pink TARDIS. But
does the episode does it make it hard to sleep?
Makes me hard to sleep. Makes it hard for me to sleep.
It's not
and I'm not talking about it. Well, I meant, like I said, it was the worst episode.
Is it old Who and New Who?
I will only say this: it's New Who, and that's
I think I knew which one.
Oh,
so it's not.
I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say no more at this time.
I think I guessed it.
Oh,
right. New Who. Okay.
It was the end of guesses. Dan Holyfield says, "Good evening. Waters of Mars is his pick."
I don't know. That was just interesting. It made me freak out when I saw the news article of water on Mars that they found recently, but I'm like, nope.
Just to clarify before we move on, when you said you guys guessing, were you talking to the audience or were you talking to us? Because if you're not talking to us, then I need to shut my mouth.
No. Everybody. Anybody can guess. If somebody else guesses it, they get.
You can speak. We're allowed speaking.
Oh, I know. I just didn't want to be like, way to go, Sean.
If anybody gets the answer, they get 2 minutes of bragging rights. That's it. They get 2 minutes of bragging rights. That's all I have to offer here.
I think I've guessed the episode. I have not guessed the scene.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean. If you know the answer, hold off. Let's let somebody in the chat. So let's give the chat a chance, and then if we get the answer, we'll let you guys.
I will say nothing else.
There you go.
I
Hello,
thought-
my fellow Whovians. My picks are The Empty Child, The Doctor Dances, Blink, Night Terror. Damn, Roger, why don't you just go through the list? And Midnight for
Empty
New
Child
Era
is like
Who.
second now.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's add another one. The Empty Child is pretty
Right?
freaky. So
Ooh.
says Komodo. So, I just wanted to bring up Jem, who was on Shortness. We're hoping she'll show up. I'm hoping everything's okay. We just couldn't get a hold of her. Remember just finding Night Terrors confusing from Tom Lloyd Boy. And according to Roger, Wild Blue Yonder was sort of scary.
Yeah.
I actually
Especially
never found
stretchy faces.
I
But
actually never found Blue Yonder scary. Everyone was raving how scary it was. I just thought it was just like
it was strange. It was just more strange than scary for me.
But some people find strange scary.
Yeah, that's true.
that explains everything, Dave.
So you, my mummy. Time Lord Boy says, "Yeah, I remember being freaked out by the Empty Child."
Yep.
So we got another one for the Empty Child. It looks like
My original was gonna be, but I'm like that does creep you out, Empty Child.
Andrew says, "I love the Web of Fear because it introduces Brigadier, and I love the Shining soundtrack."
Oh, that's interesting.
It does have a music cue in that episode that shares a cue with The Shining. It does. I forgot about that.
I gotta listen to that.
It is Doctor Who, and it's not Sarah Jane Adventures, right? You said New Who, so she's part of New Who. That's why I wanted to make sure.
She actually swings both ways, so
That's what I'm saying. So the episode is from the New Who Doctor, not Sarah Jane's New Who.
Oh yeah. Knew it was gonna happen, right? Let's continue on with the chats. Planet of the Spiders in the classic Who episode for those who have arachnophobia.
Yeah,
I love Planet of the Spiders.
Andrew Thomas continues. Human nature and the family of blood is pretty creepy in the current era. Waters of Mars is really scary. Web of Fear. Somebody writing this down because I'm just.
I'm trying to keep track.
Tom Lloyd Boy says Water Mars really creepy.
So Empty Child and Waters of Mars is close together.
Gotcha. Andrew says my favorite creepy Peter Capaldi era is the 2-part Fisher King episode with the those eyes really just. Speaking of eyes, according to Roger, Blink is the creepiest Weeping Angel episode in the modern New Who. Yes.
No one did it like the original. It was really good.
No, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, on this one. I'm just like, when the Weeping Angels started maximizing their superpowers, to me they got less creepy. It's like now they can take your head. Now they can, do this. It was enough that they could just zap you back in time to death. I thought that was
and
cool
actually that's gonna play into my pick when we get to it. Actually, that point right there. So.
Komodo says the scene where the Cybermen break out of their gel capsules in the Tomb of the Cybermen. Yeah, that could freak me out.
And that
freaked me out too. That was some good stuff, especially when you're a little kid. You're freaking out, especially with the freaky electro soundtrack. Time Lord Boy adds Mummy on the Orient Express. That creeped him out.
Yeah,
I love that. Are you my mummy? Great.
No, your mummy's on the Orient Express. We established that.
Inferno is creepy with primoids, and the green goo that they use in every episode to symbolize.
No joke. I almost picked Inferno. I literally almost picked Inferno for my episode.
I wouldn't blame you. It's actually pretty damn freaky. David Cole, Christmas is historically a Halloween-like holiday. That's why ghost stories are a common part of a British Christmas. Mark, do you agree to that?
That's valid.
Yeah.
It's in the song, Scary Ghost Stories.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Present, past, and future, the ghosts. Yeah.
Now, Dave,
the whole time before Christmas is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, did you want to jump back to the team, or did you want to continue? Because there's a few more left.
Well, but there's one more that I definitely need to bring up.
Oh, dear Lord.
The scariest scene I came across was when you, Christian, froze.
Oh, not that all. I hate you all.
No,
I
you
hate you all
don't. You
dearly.
love us.
No, we can blame that on
Love
Princess
us.
Penelope. We'll just blame that on Princess Penelope. She got into there. Ralph was trying to chase her out and everything. Yeah.
Love us.
How do you get that all the time?
I'm magic.
Mhm.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
whatever.
magic,
Speaking of magic,
Sean, what was your pick and why?
You cut out a little bit. Was that Sean that you said? Was that an SH at the beginning of that on?
It might have been. I'm sorry.
he's Canadian.
Yeah.
We can't help it.
Yeah. Yeah. So my my pick was The Green Death, and I have to say, first of all, I love the classic Who love on this list. I love that typically when people are, or I guess it's not really a list, it's these nominations. Because I know usually when people talk about Doctor Who, they're talking about the newer ones, and it's like you're like that guy who there's like an album listening party, and you bring like they say everyone can play one album, and you bring like the Beatles White Album Deluxe Edition because there's like 4 to 6 episodes within the story. So like check out this story. It's like really, really long. I love that about classic Who. But this list is, or I'm keep saying the word list. These nominations, it did say scariest episode, so I am going to hone in on one episode from the 6. But I have to say, first of all, that like if you watch this story, The Green Death, Doctor Who, classic Doctor Who season 10, and you expect it to be like creepy from the very beginning, it doesn't really fit that mold because it just like a lot of other classic Who episodes, it's goofy, it has funny moments, both intentional and otherwise, somber moments, serious moments. It has everything in between. But there is a moment in episode 2, which I think flips the Doctor Who script on its head, as in the usual things, usually the usual way things play out. I think it flips it on its head and might have the scariest moment in Doctor Who.
Maggots!
Yeah, right, yeah.
Maggots in Doctor Who.
Maggots everywhere. That's what it is.
The vampire teeth.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. I think in Doctor Who, all those episodes people typically name in New Who for scariest episodes, I respect the heck out of them because I think they're just some of the best episodes. But I think fear plays on the unknown. And Doctor Who is at its core a sci-fi show, and there's always going to be some element of you need to explain what's going on at the end. Some recent episodes accepted from that. No hate, but usually in Doctor Who they explain things. So to me, that hasn't always come off as exceptionally frightening. And it's not to say like I'm just super hardcore or something, but a lot of things, the way that my sense of fear works when I'm watching television, I typically am so distracted by the sci-fi elements that it's hard to be afraid of them because, you usually have your explanations toward the end or sometimes even toward the beginning or middle where they're feeding it to you. And then the scares are piled on top of that. The Green Death, it does start out, and don't worry, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it does start out with this mystery of people's bodies, dead bodies. They're like glowing. They've got this weird putrefaction like glow. It's kind of silly, right? Like 30s to 50s, you got this weird green glow. It's like Frankenstein-esque or radiation or whatever. You're kind of expecting it to be like that. And side note, I'm pretty sure people at the time knew that Jo Grant was going to be appearing in her last story when The Green Death was airing. So they get to the end of episode 2. They go down into this mine shaft because they're investigating it. They're environmentalists. They go down in the shaft and it breaks completely. They get to the end of this tunnel and there's this green glow. And they're like, oh, we found a way out. And you're like, wait a minute. Way out's not supposed to be green. The camera goes back to Jo. You see this horrified look on her face. It's very well framed. And it turns around and there's just thousands of these just disgusting maggots everywhere. And you're just thinking, are they going to crawl on her skin? They just, if you have a fear of insects, it will be exacerbated. If you didn't have a fear of insects, you will after this episode, because it really just hits you all of a sudden. And I think it flips it on its head because you're kind of intrigued by this green glow thing, and all of a sudden you're in the midst of these like creepy crawlies everywhere. Then an avalanche comes down and buries these things, and you're like, oh, thank God. Then they start busting up through it, and that's when they open their mouth and they hiss. You know, what could be worse than a maggot? A hissing maggot. And they have these sharp, ugly teeth, and they're inching their way toward Joe Grant, who's about to leave the story, and we don't know under which circumstances. And in the midst of this green glow and that great cinematography and the music swelling in this feeling, that's when it cuts. And it's like, screw you, now you have to wait a week to see what happens. And in my opinion, because of it kind of flipping the expectations around, and because of the implications for the character, and because it's in that claustrophobic space, I think it relies a lot more on pure terror that's not necessarily explained away by, oh, here's a sci-fi thing, and, you know, they're vampires, but they're aliens, or they're this, but they're aliens. It's like, no, like a bunch of maggots down in the earth, you're there, good night. And to me, that is one of the scariest Doctor Who moments. Full stop, not even just classic Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. I mean, that's... Everyone has their own fears, right? Like you mentioned, you know, arachnophobia. Not everybody cares. Some people have spiders for pets. Some people really don't.
Yeah.
So anything in Who can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good pick. That is definitely a good option for that.
Yeah, I don't necessarily expect to win with that one, but I had to be a hipster. I had to be different and pick something that was in the middle of a very silly story and throw that moment in there. So,
yeah.
No, I mean, some of the scariest and most, a lot of the stories can something be cerebral. It doesn't necessarily have to be a jump scare. It just like what's going to happen next, or like you said, you know, putting yourself into a tight situation, you know, and then there's the cliffhanger where it throws you what's going to happen next. But I think some of the best Doctor Who, you know, doesn't really use up that budget. They're really, I'm trying to think of a good episode to purvey that on, and I was trying to do it, but it's not coming up in here. But I'm trying to remember scenes and stuff. Oh,
well, they're definitely good at that. They're like the BBC is like, you know, make me pee my pants for 17 cents. You know, they're great at it. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say this. Speaking of such, Shortness has not responded, so I hope she's doing okay, and I hope she's not in the path of the storm or such. But I'll do Shortness's choice.
Sure.
Give me one moment while I pull up her information. Speaking of tightness, Sean, she picked Midnight.
Ooh.
She picked Midnight. If you really think about it, there's no big, you know, battles or CGI. It's just people in a transporter. That's it. And something knocking on the outside of this. And I mean, just some incredible acting by this actress. And I forgive me if I didn't catch the name. I'll try to look it up. And David Tennant. And how, for the first time, the Doctor is really not in control. He's usually always in the room. He's already 3 steps ahead of the bad guy. But here's the one where he can't get control of the situation. And we don't know what's going on. And because we only know what we see, especially when they hear the knocking and all the noise that's going on outside, just the acting that was doing it really terrorizes you.
It's a great
you just
story.
have to go and how the Doctor how you can see when she, I guess for better terms, if you want to call her the evil or the bad guy or the monster, is starting to take over. Not only that, but she's now committed like an almost active mutiny.
Oh,
and know what? Speaking of which, we'll give her a minute. Yeah, I'll stop because I don't want to go any further than that.
Timing.
The timing is.
What was your pick, Christian? While we wait for Shortness to be ready to go.
Well, let me do it this way. To answer the question about the episode. Oh, there she is. Okay, we'll get you in just a second. Let's bring her in.
Yeah,
I think she's ready. Everybody, Oh, the lovely Shortness cosplay. Are you okay?
Yes, of course. I'm so sorry. Traffic was
No,
really
that's
crazy.
fine. That's fine. You know what? Let's put her picture back up again. Woohoo!
Oh God.
Bye, guys.
I was doing your pick, but I'm going to stop. Let me jump to mine, and then we'll do yours. How's that?
Oh,
You tell
okay.
us what
Thank
the
you.
scariest episode is.
I'm so
No, don't
sorry.
worry. No, you're fine.
Oh,
You're
you're
fine.
fine. You're here.
We liked your pick, but I'm going to jump into mine. First of all, I'm going to talk about what I think is the scariest scene in Doctor Who, not the episode. It's this scene right here from Sleep No More. And it was just a simple thing at the very end where he's right in front of the camera and he's talking, and then all of a sudden he starts wiping his eye and all that sand starts coming off. And now, thank you, Stephen Moffat, the little grain of sand in your eye can now be your worst enemy. Thanks to this scene. But this was the scene that I think scares the heck out of me. The episode itself was like, what the heck was I watching? And I thought they really had a great idea with this kind of Blair Witch thing where we're getting a camera eye view of everything. I thought it was going to be like, okay, the whole episode is going to be this shake camera and we can only see from the eye of the camera. So if somebody's screaming outside or somebody's screaming off camera, we don't know who it is. It could be the doctor, it could be Clara, it could be somebody else. But I thought that's where we were going. And then in the end, it was like, okay, now all the sand has cameras. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But this moment right here scares the hell out of me. And every time I see it, my 5-year-old sits still and like, I'm not moving. This guy's going to touch me or something. I don't want to do that. Having said all that, with the scariest scene in Doctor Who, the scariest episode to me will still be The Waters of Mars. That one petrified me. That's another thing where you see they're looking straight at you and they're just like, they're almost grinning with their mouth all dried up and everything, even though they're spraying out water. Now water is evil. Thanks, Stephen Moffat. Another thing, Weeping Angels chirps at my Home Depot now scare the shit. Oh, now scare the pants off me. Now they scare everything.
You never know what's going to scare you. You never know.
I know, but I mean, just like I was joking around after Blink came out, and it was like, "Thank you, Stephen Moffat. I can't walk around Home Depot or Lowe's in the garden section without being spooked out of my."
Oh, then I can't show you a picture I took. I can't show you that one statue I have.
Just no. And
I took it in England.
this just scared the hell out of me, and to this day, I mean, just the scene where they're like getting together, all the aliens are together now, and then there's this like waterfall, and it's just like it's almost doomed for the Doctor, because this is the point where somewhere along the way that David Tennant's leaving, he's supposed to die, and then there's that knocking on the door. There was only 3 knocks instead of 4, so you're not going to get another chance to knock. And this was also a very scary scene because of the end moment. I'm sorry, I don't have any more pictures of it, where Adelaide throws it against the Doctor. That whole Time Lord Victorious, where the Doctor thinks he's almost a god. He's like, time is at my control and nobody can stop me. But this one human just stopped you by taking out herself and changing the timeline. And reminded the Doctor he's got a place. And his place is only where he should be as a Time Lord, not Time Lord Victorious. And that's when, we get to the end of time, and like, are we seeing a darker side of the Doctor? Are we seeing the Time Lord Victorious? Are we seeing the let loose, not the PTSD Doctor, but the Doctor who might have fought in the Time War, who just basically said, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do. And I thought that moment was just as scary as the aliens, because now we're talking about psychological. And for once I feared for the Doctor, but I didn't know how to react, because it's like, well, the Doctor, you did this to yourself. You brought this on yourself. But he's the Doctor, and you still have to feel for him. So That's why I picked that. Waters of Mars, I think, is the scariest episode out there.
That's a strong case. I like that case.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go, Dave?
Right. And I'm covered in this. So did something happen?
So I would take up less space.
Oh, okay.
So that
See that again?
We have a situation.
I don't know, but I'm missing my Sharpie over here. I don't know what's going on. All
I know.
right. Well,
I'm forgetting something. I really am.
well, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome her here, and this is the second time she's been on, and we are very gracious that she came. I hope everything's okay, because I know I'm in Florida right now, and we're still getting ready for you-know-who, the guy with the red stapler. So we're getting ready. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and introduce you to the lovely ShortNessCosplay. And you can
Hello.
check her stuff out on TikTok. Let me pull that up there. And the TikTok.com/ShortNessCosplay. You got to check out her stuff because I love what she does. And she does a wonderful Rose. But the one thing you're doing right now is Indiana Jones, or at least I'm catching up on that.
Oh, yeah.
Cool beans.
Jinky
So,
seems
without
great.
I think
What's
Scooby's
that?
around here somewhere. I think I got Scooby around here somewhere.
I was going to say, yeah, today I dress up every day of October. Today was Velma.
Aw,
Mm-hmm.
we love it here. So, Shortness, you want to call you Alicia or Shortness? Which one would you like?
Either. I don't mind.
You got. So, Shortness, which episode did you pick as being the scariest episode?
The episode I chose for the scariest episode is Midnight.
We would never know
I love this
that.
episode so much. Just the it's the whole, enclosed space, being surrounded by a bunch of strangers.
Yes.
And, in that fun filled, when you're on vacation and you're surrounded by people, it's like, yeah, this is great until a situation happens where everybody becomes, survival of the fittest. Like, all for yourself. Like, you never know how it's going to happen, especially in that type of situation. And here we have the Doctor alone. His companion is not there. The one person that's bound to understand what he does, who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And instead he's surrounded by all these strangers who just think he's crazy as soon as, stuff goes wrong. And you have the quote unquote monster of the episode, but you don't know what it is. You literally have no idea, except for the fact that it can, take over someone's brain and then start absorbing everybody else's. And the fact that it attacks the Doctor, knowing again that he's quote unquote the smartest person there, is terrifying. Because I don't know, it's just that idea of, yes, you have the monster that's out there, but
Right.
what about the monsters that are surrounding you, who are supposed to be there for you?
Oh, who's the real monster in this ship?
Because they're all get him out of here.
And not only that, but out of everything in Doctor Who, this one had very minimal. I mean, it wasn't like a big battle scene.
No.
It didn't take place in a Victorian castle. It took place on a transport, and that was it. There was nothing else to it. And it took place in a place called Midnight in the middle.
Yeah.
That's the only time that we see anything like CGI or out of the ordinary. But
yeah. And I'm looking at Russell T Davies. The fact that he's like, oh yeah, I was watching a horror movie and I got inspired to write this. And it's like, well, that's why I like it, because I'm a fan of horror movies. If this is inspired by a horror movie, I'm automatically going to like it. But it still terrifies me, because it's like, yeah, I'm used to seeing that in, a horror movie type setting, but to see the Doctor be put into that situation, it's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. It's one of the episodes I was genuinely worried about the Doctor. Because all the other ones, I'm like, he's going to figure out his way out of this. He's got his companion. He's got all this. This one, I was like, I don't know how he's going to get out of this.
And you could see in David Tennant's face, you could see the nervousness. Like you could tell he's fighting something, but he's not winning. And this is one of those few times where he can't get 3 steps ahead of the bad guy. He's stuck. And if you look in the background, and especially during the episode, she's smiling. And the more she's smiling, the more that she's taking him over. And it's really, really intense to watch.
The whole chuck him out part is some of my favorite acting from David, just because essentially all he can do is use his eyes.
Right.
And it's like the amount of emotion that he has within his eyes during that, it's so good. The slight tearing up, the fear. Oh, I'm just obsessed with this episode.
It's so well done too, because you don't even have to know the show for it to be accessible and for it to be frightening.
Yeah, that's true.
If you know the characters, or if you know the Doctor particularly, it helps a lot more. But that's strong writing too. It's like I could show this to a friend, and they'll also love it.
It's so well written. It's been adapted for the stage twice, and when it's done right, it can really electrify an audience and get them on the edge of their seats. Yes,
I did
not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Maybe I'm completely opposite, but I find like Midnight and Wobbly Yonder in the same category, and just like even though it's psychological thriller, it doesn't scare me. Even though it's well written, it's very, very good and very emotional, but I just don't find any fear from the psychological thrillers at all. Maybe I'm just built differently. But
I don't typically find fear from them in the sci-fi context, like I mentioned earlier, but some things, like I'm not going to lie, when David Tennant and Wild Blue Yonder said that thing with the jewel, like that kind of got me, because it was so, I was sitting so close to the screen, and I know it was kind of a bad effect, but I was like, I just wasn't expecting it.
So it's like on this, on the giggle, even though I knew that jump scare was going to happen, I was braced myself. I still jump scared on when the dolls came down.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the mouth opening on Stuki.
No, because the dolls coming down, and it was like,
I was laughing at that scene. I was like, wait, I was laughing that one. No, when they were coming down, I was like, what the hell is he doing? I'm like, what the? And then all of a sudden she kicks. I'm like, wait, that was more like that scared people? That was just like dolls coming down from a ceiling. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew that jump scare was coming, but I still
laughing.
That's the great thing about. That's one of the great things about Doctor Who is like, is it scary or is it funny? And you're like, yes, and I can't decide. Like, it's so silly, but it's also really
because especially when she does what she does to them. I'm not gonna spoil it for people, but it's like I'm like, what the? I was like, what the hell just happened? I was like, wait, it's funny because of everything. I was laughing.
Yeah. But I was with my little nephew. And I think he jumped more than I did. So,
maybe. So different things scare different people and make different people laugh.
Exactly.
I went to the original Halloween movie a few years ago, and the audience treated it like a comedy. They were laughing when Donald Pleasance jumps out of a bush. They're like, "Hey!" It's not supposed to be.
Thank
a
you,
comedy.
Roger. Thank you. The actress's name is Lindsay Coulson. Yes. Thank you.
And that's again, it's also about your reaction of what scares you, because some people might do their like scare effect, and some people just laugh it off.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of the stuff is your reaction to a situation.
Perception.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying it was perception, because how you perceive things, is it your childhood nightmares or is it your adult nightmares? You don't know, because it could be your environment that dictates how you see things too.
Yeah. Well, and that was kind of my thought with the thing and the Green Death. By the way, did I say Sarah Jane instead of Joe Grant? I hope I didn't do that.
I think
you said Joe. You said Joe Grant.
Okay, I did say Joe Grant. She's my favorite like classic Who companion, by the way. Katie Manning is just amazing. But that was my thing on the Green Death. It's like, you can have your setup and your building the tension around this, but this is just like, we've got this other thing. And there's maggots everywhere. And I'm just like, for me, that's I'm not like an extremely phobic of insects person. Like I used to be a camp counselor, if that tells you anything. Like I'm very used to bugs, but just the idea of being like, oh, whoops, didn't mean to end up here. Like that's and you're gonna cut the credits? How are you gonna do me like that? So that's why I had to pick that.
Let me get back into the chats because we got a lot of them, Dave. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and bring these back. Andrew Thomas, I also want John Pertweet's first season to get a Blu-ray release because I loved Inferno because it was really creepy in both universes. I loved Inferno. It's one of my favorite episodes, and I have to goof on it because it was one of those takes where we have the mirror universe of Doctor Who in there. So the Brigadier has an eye patch. He's all shaved. I'm just like, we have mirror universes of Unit. So I thought that was kind of cool. Time Lord Boy says, Brandon Morbius, it's also just big gothic episode. Yeah.
I used to really like that episode.
Edge of Destruction.
Until it influenced another episode.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry.
We won't go there. We won't go. That's another show altogether. But Andrew Thomas, Edge of Destruction is really creepy for the first Doctor era. Komodo says, I think the creepiest New Who were in the Eccleston Capaldi eras, even when they weren't scary. This is a sense of something chilling in the atmosphere. Oh my God, I can't believe I passed this up. Tom Lloyd Boy, thank you. Horror of of Fang Rock. I know what you're talking about there, but you know what? I love that episode. Horror of Gang Rock as well. Is creepy.
Gangs.
Yes.
Glam.
It's the jets and the sharks coming out there. Never mind. Horror of Gang Rock is creepy, especially as the claustrophobic. Yeah, because it all takes place in the lighthouse. And that little ditty, which was, what was it? Louise Jameson. I did not know this earlier, but Louise Jameson had contacts to make her eyes brown.
Right.
And she got tired of it. To make them blue or brown?
It's one or the other. I can't
It's
remember.
one or the other.
Yeah.
So she wore contact. Yeah. So at some point she got upset, and they came up with this storyline that she would get zapped blind, and then she looked at the light, and all of a sudden it changed her eyes because she took off the contact lenses and went back to her original eyes because she was.
I don't blame her.
Yeah,
I don't blame her either. Yeah, I was just like, whatever.
Especially contact lenses in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was Fang Rock a 4 episode? Was that Fourth Doctor?
Yes, that was Fourth
Okay,
Doctor. The Empty Child and Blink are definitely all time. Complex was
Blink's got 3, Waters of Mars got 5, and Empty Child's got 5. So it's between Empty Child and Waters of Mars.
Also, Shortness, we're doing a count to see with our audience which is the scariest episode of this year. So you might win.
Cool.
We might win there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh no, I was just saying. Did you guys hear that on Waters of Mars? I believe they changed one of the effects with the contact lenses or something because it was like too scary, or something. I heard that as a rumor, but I'm just thinking like.
I know. Listen, they had to change too in some other episodes of Doctor Who because of the scare factor, like Empty Child and everything.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, geez, what did it look like before? This is the safe version for the 7-year-olds. It's like,
wait, you're talking about the glowing eye, right?
Yeah, I thought it had something to do with like the water.
They were gonna glow. They were gonna glow, but I think one of the actors got the fluorescence or whatever messed up or something.
Oh, okay. That might have been. I heard that there was something but you know how rumors are. Like one person says something and it's like, I heard it was this. You know, so I don't know how it. But I heard something about like they were.
Oh God! Shut up, Tom.
No, Red's on my show. No, get Red right now.
Beers away.
Banned for life.
Worries for another day. Dance your cares away.
No, I don't want to hear that song right now.
Hey, they were in a
no. I cannot hear.
My cousin works on the new version of it.
Oh my God!
My cousin, the Fraggle Rottler.
Down in Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle.
How about the episode? Look what you started. Don't get it. How about the episode in Classic Who era with the female companion has glowing red eyes? The Mara. Tegan.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. Kendon, there was another episode.
Was it Snake Dance?
Snake Dance.
Snake Dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Clunes.
With Doc Martin.
That's
Martin-
another one of
Martin
those
Clunes.
episodes that
Yeah.
everyone said was scary, and I just thought it was really funny. It's so interesting how we have like very different ideas about like which episodes are laughable, which ones are like terrifying.
Actually, actually, Janet scared me until they did that one. If anybody remembers, I think it was Snake Dance, where they put her head in the snake's mouth.
Yeah,
and you could just tell it was just like you're not even trying.
Superimposed, yeah.
Yeah, it was just superimposed. It's like you're not even trying to.
I'm gonna go get red. Look at this. I'm gonna go get red. No, I choose berry.
Web of Fear is really creepy. The dark, dank.
Oh, that's two
subway
for Web
and
of
Black
Fear.
Knight, so
Least.
claustrophobic.
Web of Fear is
see, that's the problem I have with Web of Fear, because it was set down in London tube stations, and I'm used to it. It's not really that scary, because if you travel around the London network, yes, you go down the dark stairs and it's all turned off.
Like the New York City. Yeah.
And guys,
Yeah.
don't forget, if you haven't voted yet, you can put your voting in the chats, because Gadget is keeping a tally to see which of these is the scariest episode of 2024.
I keep looking at the chats too, but so far, yeah.
Oh, we already got that one. Komodo
Yeah.
says Nick's films love Liz show Inferno. She should have done more seasons.
Another one.
Yeah.
So far, it's Empty Child and Waters of Mars. Those are tying.
I love
Watching Inferno this week late at night. Okay.
I love the Third Doctor's era because I just feel like all of his companions just worked so well. The Third Doctor is one of the few eras I've seen like all the way through. And in The Green Death, you get like the famous like Metabulus 3 crystal. Like I don't know. I love Three's era. I stand the whole thing.
The Weeping Angels have developed a new strategy. They're waiting down the toilet. Be vigilant.
Yeah, I sent the picture to the chat.
You know I'm going to do that. You know.
Don't do it.
You know I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that on Amazon. I'm going to have a cutout
Wait.
that people can put in their toilets.
Oh no!
Yeah, freak them.
It's called
And
the flush,
Dave,
not the
you see in
flush.
the team chat the picture I took in England of the watering angel that I took, her eyes. If you look at that, it freaks everybody out. I sent you guys that one, so if you want to use that one to scare them.
And there, Edward, welcome.
Empty Child.
Dr. Dances was really scary. Florida folks, be safe. We will try our best.
Dr. Dances
I decided to hunker down. I'm in
Okay.
Orlando, so yeah. Where are you at, Shortness? Where are you located at?
I'm in the Midwest. I'm nowhere near.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
We're direct hit.
It's snow,
We're
right?
gonna get-
Problem snow, right?
Yeah, we get the snow up here.
So we're yeah. Andrew,
Child maybe is winning. Wait, no, Web of Fear just got another.
Edge of Destruction with Fear, Inferno, Damon.
Got another. So Inferno's picking up.
Read off every single episode of Doctor Who. Just get it over.
They're all scary.
They're all scary.
The scariest Doctor Who
Maybe they're
episode
getting
is
there.
Love and Monsters.
Fear Her is scary. In
Love and Monsters, we
what
don't
in the
talk
world
about.
do they make that way? Okay, fine. That is a good entry for that one. And there, Capaldi crawling up the steps with his body broken and bloody in Heaven's End is pretty horrific. Wow.
Mm. I think the mouths on Space Babies were the scariest moment in Doctor Who.
Oh come on, they were adorable.
And not for the good
Love
reasons.
them.
My picks are Edge of Destruction. Everybody's just throwing.
Come on.
Multiple.
Well, so
Christian,
far,
can you
Empty
bring
Child is winning. The Empty Child is winning.
Really?
Christian, can you bring up Stick Boy 73?
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to see that one. I wanted to see that one.
Oh, Sick Boy, hey, more like the horror. Gosh, what is with the? I thought the demons were scary when I was a kid. Yeah.
Damon's won 2023 as the most scariest episode. And I've been down to the actual set in a little village called Auburn, and it's still scary. The church is still standing. It didn't blow up.
Wow.
You still got the little pub sign of a cloven horse outside the actual pub where they actually filmed it. But what is really scary, you go up to the church and round the church graveyard, there's a school, like across to the left-hand side of it. And in the school, there's an angel, literally outside, just praying like a weeping angel. And I can imagine that all the kids who've seen Doctor Who, both from the demons and now have to go to that school, are pretty much crapping themselves.
I think the demons would be like really scary for me if it weren't for like the hopping gargoyle with its like very human legs, kind of like elementary school, like pantomime play type thing.
Yeah, but on the general of the storyline, I think the demons was pretty horrified, and especially when you get to the center, like where they do the Maypole dancing, you got that statue of the cross, and the cross is still actually falling off. And the actual place where they filmed it is also where the Band of Brothers was stationed in the UK as well. So if you ever go down, if you ever over in the UK and ever fancy going on Doctor Who and Band of Brothers history location, Oldham's a nice little village to go down to, and they've got a pub called The Crown. And when they're doing some refurbishment, they actually found a crown in the walls of the pub. And they don't know what it is, but they think it goes back to the Viking Age. Like either Anglo-Saxons, where a king was on a run and just literally buried it in the wall of the pub.
Oh, that's nice.
I like when there's like lore that's kind of like on the outskirts of the storyline of the episode, like stuff that gets discovered later. I mean, I think the story's got like some of the best camera work in that season, even in that era. You know, I meant no disrespect to the episode. It's just, I love how Doctor Who just goes from like, oh, this is terrifying, and then it just has things that just take you out of it. That's really one of the things I really like about Classic Who. It's like I'm laughing at it and with it and enjoying it, and it's there are memes. You know, the Classic Who memes are just off the charts. It's really great.
Dave, you want to come on in and tell us your?
I'm just hiding. I'm literally hiding behind the.
How do you do that? I didn't even know how you could pull that off. Oh, wow! You can hide behind the logo.
Interesting. He's been hiding there.
Behind the logo.
I wanted to give Shortness enough space. I didn't want to be sitting here, you know, make her smaller, shove someone down at the bottom. So I'll just go hide over here.
No, please don't. I'm
I was
fine.
going to be off camera completely.
No, Shortness. Nobody wants to see us.
No.
No, here's the scariest episode, people.
Damn right.
I just found someone did make the decals for the toilet for the Weeping Angels.
Oh,
I just found them. I sent the picture of it.
Never mind.
you set me on missions. I'll find it. I will try.
I know that's what scares me. I gotta curtail that out there. Gotcha. Dave, if you want to give your take, go ahead and swing me out.
I mean, I can just pop from here.
Okay.
No, I didn't come up with an episode. Originally, I was going to be off completely in the background, not on camera at all, producing. So I didn't choose something. A lot of these are, if I'm going to give a vote of the others, the Empty Child is going to be my vote in amongst those two. That had always creeped me out. Yeah, and I mean, the baby cherubs were Weeping Angels was also hella creepy. That's another moment that it just always creeps me out every time I see it. It's like no. I think the Weeping Angels as a whole. Let's not. I mean, giant Statue of Liberty angel, notwithstanding.
Yeah,
they're pretty terrifying. For anyone who's had a chance to go through Doctor Who Time Fracture when it was open, there's a scene, and it's been closed long enough that I can spoil this, where you go through a bunch of different scenes and you go into this. It's angel statues sitting there, and you can rush through. And the way they do the lights is there's someone in an angel costume that comes up behind you and moves in the darkness. And it's creepy as heck when you don't know what's going to happen.
that was like the Doctor Who experience in England when I went. They had somebody do that, and it was too much. Like it was, you went through all the scenes there, you met Daleks and everything, and then all of a sudden you're walking through this forest with the angels, and I'm there like, get me the hell out of here right now, and everything. Even though I was not scared, it was like they said there are people that will jump out, and I was like, I know my luck. I'll get the one that jumps out.
I don't want to spoil it for Bear. Let me put that picture back up. But if you go into the haunted houses of Halloween Horror Nights here in Orlando, Florida, what terrorizes me the most are the scenes where they'll have multiple like figures. Like, let's say there are 15 weeping angels in the room, and you got to walk in, and you can't figure out which weeping angel is an actual statue, and which weeping angel is real, and who's going to jump out. And they're so close to your shortness. They're just like, oh my god, he's going to
screw that.
He's going to touch me. I know. It's just like, Sean, no. I was like, yeah, but I just like, if you guys get a chance, it's one of those things you got to do once in your lifetime. I strongly recommend it. I'm not getting any money from them, but Halloween Horror Nights, you got to check it out. And let me
you need to change your clothes after dealing with horror.
Maybe a couple changes of clothes because it rains a lot. But yeah, just in case, we did get a lot of pictures of the Traveling TARDIS at Halloween Horror Nights. If you guys like to check it out, we have videos for it on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Just wanted to bring that up, even though, like I said, we're not sponsored by them, but we got they've just become a part of our staple, just like Disney, just like SeaWorld. We'd like to go out there and bring the TARDIS out and have some fun, but yeah, not that kind of fun. All right, where were we? Dave, Dave.
Hey, Donald got away with it, and he's part of Disney, so is Doctor Who, so they're okay.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
So I did the math. I wanted to double check, and I have done this math before, but I wanted to check the actual number. I am actually farther away from Orlando than Mark is.
Oh,
Mark,
really?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. No, I lied. That's Miles. I was very confused.
Kilometers?
Where are you?
He's 4,300 miles, and I'm 4,600 kilometers away. So I'm still pretty darn far, though. That's still 2/3 of the way. It's almost.
At least you can walk it. Mark's going to have to swim.
Disney.
Exactly. I'll be driving down in February, so I'm looking forward to not being in Alberta in February. Let me tell you.
I was gonna say, who's closer to Tokyo Disney then?
Probably. I don't know. I would have to do that math. I'm far enough in that it'd be hard to say. Probably me, but not by much.
Before we continue, and I see a lot of chats going on. I've been monitoring.
Yeah, so I was monitoring, like looking at it.
I will get to the chats over there. I would like to add our honorable mentions. Yes. There were some honorable mentions that showed up, and we'll just quickly run by them. Night Terrors, Silence in the Library, and what was it? The Forest of the
Dead.
Forest of the Dead. Thank you very much. And Dave, you mentioned the Empty Child. Of course, a lot of people were jumping on Blink. And I had to throw this in for myself because I gave it so much praise last time. I am saying the Satan Pit and the Impossible Planet, especially. Come on, that scene right there, that one moment with his eyes shot red and he's got those things. I think there's a typo on his face. Anyway, somebody's looking at it going like, what did you call me? That scene where he is just trying to reach out to God, I forgot her name, the 20-year-old girl, and she's standing there, and I was like, that freaked me out, dude. That is just freaky.
That's psychological.
That gives me nightmares. So
I haven't seen that one in a while. I do remember the "Don't look at me, Toby." It's one of my favorite.
He remembers that one.
That was scary. Yeah, I mentioned that was the scariest scene. Don't turn around. Don't look at me. I'm just like, I would. You have that urge to like, who?
And isn't that
you gotta do it.
The same thing like in Listen, he was so tempted to turn around to see who's under the blanket. He's so tempted because that's part of our curiosity. That's what we do. We're so curious about things. Will it really scare us or not scare us? It's all perception.
Find out.
Is the Satan? Is that Gabriel Wolf like Sutek? Is that the same voice actor?
Yeah.
I think it is, right? Yeah.
Roger.
Oh, the book, the toilet paper book that won the commercial. Remember?
Oh my God.
The book.
The book.
I just want to check something. I probably don't, but
Speaking
no,
of
I
books.
don't.
We'll look to see if it's still there.
Plugging books out here. Okay, Sean and Shortness, if you guys weren't here when this happened, we had an advertiser who
it was funny as hell.
Oh my God, who wrote something called the toilet papers. What was the quote? Something for when you want to go.
When you want to go.
And it was, and she got sponsorship by Squatty Potty. If you don't even know what Squatty Potty is,
Oh yeah, that's even.
it's you might, all you have to do is get a stool from Walmart, put it on the ground as you are doing your business, and you push. That was Squatty Potty.
That's not the same. It's not branded then. If it's
And
just
Shortness's face is really telling us.
He's like, what did I walk into?
She wrote this book called The Toilet Papers, and she was going to be our sponsor for the next season. However, JAIMIE ENGLE, if you want to check her out, we got to give her kudos. She is now a script writer for movies, and she is now in production for her second movie. The first movie came out, Just Jake, so she is totally busy with writing scripts for the for theater. I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's been busy. No more toilet papers for you.
No time to sit around.
Exactly.
It was basically a bathroom reader type thing. It was,
Yeah.
Short
But,
story to do while
but
you're
you
there.
had to see the commercial because he's dressed up as a unicorn sitting on a toilet. Like, everybody needs to know this.
Sometimes unicorns can be scary.
The big guy with one arm telling Sarah Jane he really liked her hair and liked her in the Brain of Morbius. That was chilling. Oh my God. Devil's Pit. Well, I think the Satan's Pit, what you're referring to, Roger. Yeah, that was scary. Remember being scared of Fury of the Deep.
Oh, that's the first one.
Yeah.
Those
Is that a
fish,
second Doctor story?
yeah.
Okay.
Those fish didn't scare me as much as you I would like to.
Yeah. Just the audio.
Jim says there's a scene in The Empty Child that they took out, and we did.
Yeah, the
It's
cracking.
a scene of the cracking bones and other sounds when the mask was being formed out of the
Yep.
face.
They said it'd be too scary for the audience and everything. Hearing that, seeing that.
We need
Oh,
like unrated Doctor Who episodes.
All you classic gamers inside the Impossible Planet, when they're opening and closing the doors, that's actually the same audio sound from original Doom when they open and close the door. I was like, that's cheating. Come on, guys. Komodo says Empty Child has something in common with
Fulci.
Fulci,
I don't know.
Baba.
I don't know who those are. I'm sorry. Are these writers or?
No, they're
directors.
They're all
directors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Carpenter. Oh, John Carpenter. Duh.
Yeah.
It's proper 70s, 80s feeling, classic horror. The tension.
Empty Child is winning this. So far, it's Empty Child, Wars of Mars, then The Web of Fear. It's like, yeah.
I'm going to call it then. I'm going to call it right now.
You're gonna call it now? Okay.
Yeah.
Winner is Empty Child?
Yep.
correct?
Empty Child. Yeah.
Empty Child wins.
Yep.
Me, my mommy.
And this is the first time the panel didn't pick this one.
I need my mommy.
It would have been on my list if I had planned to be. This was definitely on my list of ones I was considering.
I thought it was scary until it got to the second part where the doctor dances, and then it got campy because he goes, "Go to your room."
Oh, that's my.
I thought you were everybody lives. Everybody, you know.
I think that worked within the context of what they were doing. This
No,
guy-
it worked. I just like, okay, we're now going camp. We
That
went
is
from
my favorite 9 quote when he's like, "Those would have been terrible last words." Like,
yes, yes, those would have been terrible last words. And we got to see the introduction of Jack Harkness. Gotcha. Dave, you had something to do. So the winner is the Empty Child. Dave, tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things
What
up.
are you doing, Dave?
Got a I got some openings. I got a box.
We got a box. Are you doing? Okay.
And people like boxes. So, I mean, you also like
Pink TARDISes.
Yeah. So, and I've also got today's short. Of course, I was.
Oh, sorry.
He wants to see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? I just deleted it.
Opening the Adventure Calendar 9, which is new. So I'll pull that video up as well at the end. But yeah, I this one's not even labeled as who sent it, so it's going to be interesting to see what's in here. And I'm just going to
there.
Yeah, lots of packing papers. Oh
no.
Oh.
Gary, goblins.
I want a peanut.
This came from. Here you go. So the package is from Steve Jackson Games. Sending me some great fun stuff. This is for Munchkin, as you can see, Munchkin Pathfinder, which is like D&D for those who don't know, but it's a Christmas themed one here. I for years and years and years, I always said it's not Christmas until I get a booster pack of Munchkin holiday pack, but they haven't put them out in a few years. So they sent me this. I knew this was coming, but I didn't know that I know other things are coming as well. But that's the only thing that's in here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just trying not to put peanuts everywhere.
Oh no.
There should be more stuff in there as well, but so it's a Munchkin gift pack. This is one of the cool things that they've got. If you don't know what to get people for Christmas, this is quite literally pre-packaged, pre-wrapped Munchkin gifts. And you don't know what games are in it. It's not necessarily the ones that are on the box here. He really is a nice guy. He really is, Dan. But yeah, they've got several of these, and they've got another one that is not Munchkin specific. And I've forgotten the name of it, that they've only got a handful of left. But you can check them out at SJ Games. And there's the... Yeah, I'm like, there's got to be something sealing this thing. And there is. Where do I have a sharp object? Sharp object! Yeah.
Who's letting him play with sharp objects?
Oh no.
I promise I'll only run a little bit.
It's funny that Christmas and goblins go together, huh?
Yeah.
No.
So.
Where's my stapler? I'm just looking for my stapler.
And I'm not going to open these. I'll.
Oh, they wrapped them individually.
They're all individually wrapped in Munchkin themed wrapping paper.
Great! I don't have to wrap presents.
As long as you don't break into song, Dave, we're okay.
John Kovalex did art, and they've also brought some Christmas cards in here that you can add on.
Appropriate for air.
Probably it is sealed, but there's some and there's also some promo cards in there. So I'll definitely be opening this to see if I have those promo cards. But let's see what else was in this box, because there should be at least a couple more things in here. We've got One Roll Quest.
Ooh.
Which is just a tiny little game. You're basically a whole adventure in one die roll. We've got the 12 Dice of Christmas.
That's what you need, more dice.
Yeah, but also a Christmas game.
Life is a crapshoot.
Yep. Because this is good, because this year on my game thing, because there hasn't been a lot of Doctor Who games, I'm going to be talking a lot about the Christmas games that I'm going to be featuring this year in this year's holiday series. And they've also sent me another re-release. So these are both games that have been only just reprinted. Bad Christmas, which I didn't even know existed until I had messaged them. So that's kind of fun. Let's see.
That worries me with the elephant there.
Bad Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Because I'm thinking of the Island of Misfit Toys.
Oh, very cool.
How's the dice?
Dice. It's a little hard to read the numbers on them here.
Yeah, I was like, I see snow.
Yeah. There's something else in here. What else we got? What else?
You got enough popcorn for everybody on the internet, right?
Right. Ooh, random fun generator. So this is a collection of 21 dice games for the whole family. Again, I haven't. I did not know they were sending me. I'm guessing this, so. You've got 10 black dice, 10 white dice. No, sorry, 10 black dice with white spots, 10 black dice with red spots, a rule book with 21 different games in it. So it's a chance for you as a holiday, as your family, to play some games that is it. Oh, there's more stuff in here.
Wow.
Christmas came early.
Really did come early. That pack.
Roger just says there is going to be some D&D activities at New York Comic Con this month.
There will be.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be seeing Roger there.
This one
I'll have with me and my D&D book.
The there's a second set of these meeple dice that just popped off its thing as I pulled it out.
Okay, explain the meeple dice. What?
So they're exactly that. So it's meat. They have little meeple, the that shape.
Okay.
As the pips. So that's 2 meeples.
Oh, that's cool.
A little hard to see on that camera. See if they've got anything else interesting.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little meeples. 4 little.
I may or may not have heard that.
Roger better contact me because I'm going to be all 4 days at New York Comic Con.
Ooh. Nice. So yeah, that was the box that I just received from the amazing people at Steve Jackson Games. So I'm going to be featuring some of those.
That looks interesting and fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to cracking into these, and I'm going to crack into this sooner than later. We'll see when I feature this, but yeah, you will see more of these pop up. I love how it just kind of shows up on the next to the goblin. I think it works really well as a sure.
You need to find the goblin song again.
Exactly. The one is 2. Yeah. The one roll quest is a 2 players. I think it's got a solo mode. No, it does not.
I am not posting that, Tom, and that's not going to happen. I should ban you for that.
I'm trying to, what did I miss? Oh, wait.
Tom, come on, man.
What did he put in the chats? What did he put in the chats?
No, I'm not putting it up there. It's the last post. No. You get banned for that nonsense.
What I was doing
Roger's just talking about the episodes. Is how about the 9th Doctor shouting, "Drop the banana," to which Rosa replies, "Why not?" Bananas
Leave that for Love and Monsters. Leave that for Love and Monsters. We're dealing with enough innuendos.
Fair. So I think I would like to leave us with, as I said, I promised to show off the rest of the shorts that I've been doing, or the one that came out today. You have to go over to my YouTube channel, TheRatHole.ca, and you can see all of them there. But let me just grab the share screen, share the audio. Witch's Brew. Is it? Oh, it's
no audio.
No audio. Why is there no audio? Because
that's perfect.
Because YouTube's hey.
Wait a minute. Keep playing.
Can you lip sync it?
Why is there no sound?
My name is Dave Chapman, and I like board games. Yeah, look at me. Look, my hand could come up. Woo-wee, look at my hair. Oh, am I supposed to read the stuff that's going at the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Why is there no sound? I do not understand. I seriously, there was sound. I have. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. All right, there it is.
Surprisingly, this green jersey has not just made me a floating head in Adventure Calendar number 9, The Witch's Brew from Black Oak Workshop, and I'm opening day number 8.
We've had 3 green dice in a row. What's behind door number 8?
A dollar store mint.
It's that Galaxy Sparkly Witch's Hat for a D6. Look how sparkly that is. Oh,
doesn't look like a witch's hat. Doesn't look like a witch's...
amazing. Make sure you tune in tomorrow when we open the next door. So yeah,
if vampires sparkle,
Adventure
dice
Calendar.
sparkle.
So I've been doing all of them. You can check that out on my YouTube channel.
The next one will be a sparkling vampire.
Yeah, there's several different sets of dice as well as some specialty dice in there. So if you were a fan of dice, definitely check it out. I appreciate it, and subscribers are always welcome because that's the way that goes. But other than that, thank you for Son, thank you for both of you for coming in.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm sorry I was late.
That's all right.
We'll just have to make it up by coming again.
We always save the best for last. On additional that, it's Tuesday, October 8th, and for everybody, even though we've been joking about this, we want everybody in the path of Milton to please take it safe. I can't stop laughing at this. He's looking for a stapler. Please be safe. Hunker down now. This is the last time. I know there was gas. Gas was scarce in my area, and I'm in Central Florida. And I know Tampa, that was hit by Helene, and the West Coast is now going to get hit by Milton. And we're just all of our love, all of our support, and for those of you, all our prayers to everybody who's going to be affected by this storm. Please hunker down, take care of yourselves, do what you need to do, stay in contact with your family, use social media, and do what you need to do to take care of yourselves and your families. It's very important to us because we want you to be around to see other shows and do other things and just have a happy day. Keep on going out there, but just be careful of Hurricane Milton. Whatever you do, please stay safe. We just got word, if you're in our area, that most of the theme parks are going to probably start closing around 2:00 tomorrow, Wednesday the 9th. That includes Halloween Horror Nights, SeaWorld. We're going to try to keep up and share all the information to you guys because I know a lot of you are local here in Florida, and we'll try to share the information on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel to keep you up to date on whatever's going on. In the meantime, you can check out our Facebook page and our YouTube channel as we keep on going and putting out the Halloween Horror Night stuff. Got a lot of videos. I know I'm driving ShortNessCosplay insane with. I put out a daily video out there.
I love it. Are you crazy?
I tag them on there, and I just go, okay, here today I'm going to put
them coming.
There. Keep them coming. Yeah, we've got now over 1,300 videos on our YouTube channel. A lot of them shorts, and these are just some of the best of. Speaking of which, we want to thank everybody who has supported us along the way. Again, we've just celebrated our 6th year just past weekend. Our podcast started the day before Jodie Whittaker premiered as the Doctor. So we are now on our 6th year, and numbers don't lie. I can actually safely say this now. Our Facebook page has crossed 75,002.
Amazing.
I love it that you two people just ended that. And not only that, but you guys are crazy enough to hit that subscribe button and support us. This was just before the show. So we're now at 34,847. So welcome everybody who's joined us. Thank you everybody who's been with us. We really appreciate you being with us, and we can't do this without you. And as we keep on going, we're going to bring back Shortness. We're going to bring back Sean from Our Philosophy, and we're going to bring out back the entire team. You guys really help us out, and we want to provide you with the most wonderful Doctor Who podcast content that we can put out there. So thank you so much for joining us out there. And of course, we're going to give our special guests some closure. First of all, Gadget. We'll start with our podcast. Tell people where they can find you.
Well, a lot of things have been growing for October. This coming Monday, the 14th, I'll be doing a double feature at Regal Cinema down in 14th Street with the My Hero Academia fourth movie. I will be seeing the Japanese language one at 2 p.m. if anybody wants to get the picture with Squishy and everything. And also the 4DK or what it's called, where the chairs are all moving at 7 o'clock, but that's the English version because I have to support my friends at which used to be Funimation, is now Crunchyroll and Viz and everything. All my friends that are voice actors, I'm going to go support them and everything, as well as try to promote these things at New York Comic Con and everything. My D&D book for kids who have learning disabilities, autism, dyslexia. And basically, like when Roger said, if he's going to be at New York Comic Con, come find me. You can look and check out this book and everything, because I'll be at the gaming tables talking to everybody about this, because I don't want anybody left out. A lot of times it was hard for me to learn, but I found a way now to help others who couldn't learn like I couldn't, you know? And then this one, like I said, you're going to see some Doctor Who stuff in here, but I had to change the names. But it was my trip to England to find out if I found true love or not, and had an adventure on the way throughout all of the UK.
All right.
And I'll also be at Boo Zoo on the 25th here at the Bronx Zoo, and also the Nightmare Before Christmas garden tour at the Botanical Gardens on my birthday, November 1st. And I'm trying to think if there's any others ones. Oh, and besides New York Comic Con, yeah. I have a full October coming, you know?
Yeah. We all do. We got the full holidays. So Gadget, check her out on her Instagram, her YouTube, and her Facebook page.
And maybe something else coming up soon, right?
Sweet. Yeah, of course. We always have things coming up over there. Speaking of which, let's talk to the most tastiest man on in the British Isles, the Candyman. Where can people find you, my friend?
Well, there's going to be something new coming up, or it's already been released, where we're doing a little bit of a spin-off show where we can talk about anything. So you'll see me on there more often. It's run by Tom, Christian, Gadget, myself, and everyone's welcome. We're just going to sit and discuss all sorts of stuff. So keep an eye out, and we'll probably give you some more information as we go along.
You want to say the name? You're more than
welcome. Are you ready, Mark? Do you want to say it both at the same time?
No, because I'm not going to screw it up if I say it.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to say
all right. We wanted to surprise everybody, but the Legend of Traveling TARDIS has a sister show now and everything called Spill the Geek Tea. So it's anything and anything geeky, nerdy, anything sci-fi, anything you want to talk about. It doesn't just have to be just geek. You know, we will talk as long as you respect everything and understand that everyone has an opinion, and we can go off of that and see where that takes us. It's another, just like being a companion. We're going to take a journey with the Doctor, and you're going to take a journey with us, you know?
I will definitely say the Greek tea at some point. I know I will.
And also, I want to see if we can make ourselves a tea out of the mixture, because you've got Christian, me, Mark, and the Reverend Arian or Tom, you know? And who else?
Tasty Cake.
Oh, Tasty Cake. I know. I got to remember all those.
Spill the geek tea. Speaking of Spill the Geek, I'm bringing up this man because he told me his battery's dying.
My computer's fine. It's my battery.
Films, that's fine. It's
my
okay.
personal battery is dying. There's only one thing I like better than tea, and that's geek tea. So
check out his stuff over at Nick Smith Films.
Nick Smith Films. Come find me. You can also watch a new sci-fi comedy movie that I produced called Zombies, Zombeez. That's on Tubi. It's on Amazon. So check it out if you can. Absolutely. I'll be doing some screenings of that in Northwest Florida. And also I have a punk rock serial killer movie that's screening in a few days up here in New York called No Future.
Ooh, gotcha. Speaking of No Future.
Wow. Nice.
I gotta use it.
Gotcha.
Yes. Paparazzo, the Dave Chapman, the host of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Where can people find you, brother? I know do you have a show tonight?
I might.
Okay.
I don't have one specifically scheduled, but yes, usually you would find me after. I was pointing to that. TheRatHole DOTCA. I spent all this past weekend at Game-A-Lot, doing live streams all day Saturday, most of Friday, and even threw one in on Sunday of playing Sabak. So it was a great time. Raised a lot of money for a great cause. Next weekend, I've got a wedding / intrigue con, which is an RPG con in Edmonton, where I may or may not be. I've got something in the works that will hopefully come up that will be awesome if it works out in the new year. Other than that, yeah, you can find all of my reviews on TheRatHole.ca and video stop content again on the YouTubes, and you'll get to see all the cool Christmas stuff very soon. Very soon.
Very soon. Speaking of cool Christmas stuff, we're bringing in Sean, who is joined the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS panel family. Who is that masked man? So tell us, Sean, who is the masked man?
Yeah, I am Sutek. That's what's behind the mask. No, if you guys
We blew you up at least a couple hundred times.
If you guys want to find me, you can find me on YouTube at Our Philosophy Is. I am doing a lot of random stuff. I very much go against the grain of like, this is what you should do this is what you should do to make your channel successful. I very much haven't done that, and the results, I'll leave that up to you guys. But I've got Doctor Who reviews, I've got movie reviews, TV reviews, and like a random slate of like 19th century novel reviews for some reason up on my channel. I've got some stuff coming out. I've actually I have reviewed the entire season 1 of Doctor Who, but the last thing I uploaded, I think, was about the Devil's Chords. I really need to edit stuff and get it up there. But stay tuned on that channel if you want to hear about how when the reveal was shown to us at the penultimate episode of season 1, I pumped my fist and got so excited that I actually damaged my recording equipment. So if you want to hear about that. Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah. Wait. I assume that I can spoil that, right? I can talk about what that reveal was. Can I do that, or should I not? Yeah. Yeah. I was holding my mic equipment in my hand, and I shouted "Sutek" very loudly, and I hit the recording button, and it messed up the recording, and I had to do it over again. So. So if you want to hear that story, it'll be on my channel when I upload the my review of that and the rest of the episodes. But I really appreciate that, you guys.
That's when YouTube demonetizes you, and plus, I saved the most best and most beautiful for last.
Oh gosh.
Dave, take that down, you jerk. The lovely. Oh, Rosa.
I mean, you're not wrong. Rose the dog is beautiful.
Oh,
it was Christian. I was trying to do it to Christian, not you.
The lovely Shortness on ShortNessCosplay. Please check her out on TikTok. She's always putting content out there. It's always wonderful. She's got Indiana Jones as on top of Doctor Who. We got
I do a lot. It's a lot. It's just a Mod Podge of my geekery mind.
Phantom of the Opera. That's the one I was showing. Yes.
Oh,
So check her out there. And where else could people find you?
Mainly on TikTok or on Instagram. I have my ShortNessCosplay, but I also have Rose Tyler specific content of Bad Wolf Girl 87.
And for anybody who's checking, if you need her link, I'll post it on the chats, but it's also in the description of the show. So please do check her out. And when I say check her out, I mean her social media. Don't go to her house or something. Don't go to my house either. So with that,
she has never put her address up on
shut it. I will never let that down.
No, you won't.
Oh. So with that, without further ado, folks, next week we're going to continue our 31 days of WHOlloween, where we're actually going to pick an episode and turn it into a haunted house. And we have to describe what that would look like on our show. We also have our cosplay episode coming up after that. And then we're going to go into November, which we're going to have some more stuff. We have Phantasmagoria. They'll be performing in November. And Sean and Shortness, if you've never seen Phantasmagoria, it is a delightful treat. We have classic episodes throughout the year. Yeah, they do Halloween and do Christmas. But because of right now, because of what's going on in Florida, and they've had to postpone their show, we're going to be doing their episode show in November. But trust me, it's something I love sitting backstage and just watching them. They're awesome, and they take goth horror and they mix it up with Doctor Who. This is really a cool show out there. So, without further ado, Sean and Shortness, you haven't been here recently. We just do something a little different on our closing. So, where is it? Wait a minute. Oh, I got to find that. Do we really have to run that? That's just annoying. It takes forever. They know to like, share, subscribe, comment. It just takes forever. So without further ado, let's say, Sean, we close the show. Sean, I'm going to ask you to say, Tony, take us out. And then Shortness, when you see Rose's picture, you're going to say goodnight, Rose. We all say it together, but you're going to lead us in the goodnight, Rose.
Okay.
So,
and
Sean,
when do I say that? Just anytime?
You say it right now.
All right. Tony, take us out.
Good night, Rose.
Good night, Rose.
Good night, Rose.